So what you need to do is you're going to cut all the way around here, all the way around the dotted lines, all the way around here, all the way around. Your goal is to cut in one stop. Okay, well, be careful, Alyssa, because they're scissors. Okay, cut all the way around. I don't know. See, can you cut in less than 5 minutes?
Even around the little like dashes?
Cut around. You should end up with like one single piece of trash.
What about the box? What about the 3 boxes?
So I'm gonna start cutting, and then you'll see. So you're gonna cut around the dotted lines, okay, like so, and then I'm going to cut around all the way. These 3 solid boxes stay together. Everything stays together.
Oh, I already cut mine out.
Just like this, all the way around. I feel like they only call them out of math.
I already messed up.
I got like 5 pieces.
And then with the homework, and then after they're done cutting, they can go. That's the only thing that may not be done at home. All right, so cut around. Come on. All the way around. Cutting around. All the way around. All right, it took me less than 2 minutes to do it. Like this. This is your goal. Right behind Diana. Black mask. Thanks, Miss Jackson. We good? So we just see who takes 20 hours.
I learned how to cut the dog, not around.
So we start folding it in on the black lines. You fold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You fold a million of these, okay? And then it should end up naturally kind of forming like a rectangle box, a rectangular prism, okay? It should naturally start forming a rectangular box. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't look like this. Honestly, by the end of the period, we're going to put it flat in our notebook anyways, so it's flat, okay? So, no, I did something different last year. So, this is what we're working with. If it's, no, we're not, because I need it flat in your notebook. As a 7th grader, we're not creating a rectangular prism. We're doing the math inside. So, it's going to be flat in your notebook by the end of the period, glued in there. You still can create it. Okay. So we have a rectangular prism, okay? To me, it very much resembles, like a tissue box, okay? Okay, so you have your rectangle. How many of you were able to successfully kind of hold it together, that it looks like a rectangular prism? Okay, good. All right. All right. Now, I'm going to label this the top. If this is the top, what would we call this part? The bottom. So, see the top and the bottom. In my Kleenex box, this would be the top of my Kleenex box, right? And then the bottom would be this side. Do you guys see how it's the same shape? I'll hold it out here. See, this is my top, right? This is where the tissue comes out, right? So this is my top. Do you notice that the bottom is the same size, right? Top and bottom are the same size. That's something to remember. All right, so I'm going to unfold it. And we're going to call this, we're going to be in our notebooks as well. So we're going to call this the top. And when I fold it back together, this one would be my bottom. So I'm going to label it bottom. So you can copy. Notice it's flat. I really don't need it put together. I really need it more flat than put together. So my top and bottom. Following along, following along. Okay. So this is my top, my bottom. What would I call, if this is the top of my rectangular prism, what would you call this part? Well, I already have the bottom labeled. Top, what would you call this side? If I'm looking at it from this, what side am I looking at? What would I call this side? What would I call this side? We gotta be more particular, more specific. What would I call this side? Front. It's called a side, but what kind of side? Oh, it's the front side. Do you get it? So this is the top side. This right here would be the front side, right? So I'm going to put my finger on there. Don't lose track of it. Oh, there it is. Front side. So if we call this the front side, what are we going to call this side? The back side. All right, do you have this labeled? Honestly, labeling is more important than building it because it's going to be flat. It's going to be flat. Okay, so this is my top, this is my bottom, this is my front, this is my back. Do you guys see how this is like a long rectangle here? Now look, it's magic. If I flip it around, isn't it a long rectangle here? It's the same, right? Your front and your back are the same. Is it the same as the top?
What's the second tab?
Front, back, front, bottom, back, top. All right, what are we going to call this side? What's another, we have to add another word to side. What would we call this side? What is it? Right, and then left. So we're going to call this the right, and we're going to call this the left. That makes sense, right? Left, right, okay. If you were to put it together, once you copied all the words, and if you can, don't stress out if you can't, and you put it back together, do you see how it's the top, the bottom, the front, the back, the left, and the right? So take a moment, if you want to put it together, to see it in your hands, top, bottom, front, back, left, right, how it works out to be those words. Don't stress out if you can't. Front, the back, the top, the bottom. Are we okay? So, in a couple of minutes, you know how you're holding this one? When I give you a worksheet, you're not going to be able to hold them, right? But you're going to have to visualize this in your brain. When it's flat on your paper, when I give you a worksheet that looks like this, when I give you this, you have to visualize it like this, right? You have to visualize, okay, from this flat square, what do we need? What do we need? Why? We're not gluing anything. No.
How are we supposed to make it a rectangle? I think he's breaking.
We're not. Like I said, it's going to be flat in your notebook. Okay, so you take this and you visualize this later on. That's the hardest part, is telling a student, hey, can you visualize this in a 3D model? And kids are like, what? Like you're playing a video game, you know? Is the enemy in the back, in the front? Where is he? Okay, here we go. Notebook, paper, both at the same time. We're going to put today's date, 4/11/21, 22. Let's not go back in time. We are learning what is called surface area. And today we are going to talk about a rectangular prism, which is just a 3D rectangle, like a Kleenex box. All right, surface area. What is surface area? Here's like what I like to think of, the area of the surface. Okay, have you ever gift wrapped a present?
No.
if you've been lucky enough to gift wrap a present to give to someone else, the whole point is to wrap it up so they don't see what it is, right? Until they open it, happy birthday, here you go, right? Or whatever the case may be. We take wrapping paper, right? And we wrap the whole box, right? We don't leave any side unwrapped, right? Because if it's like a Lego box, you want to cover it up so they don't know it's a Lego box, for example. Surface area to me is like wrapping paper. How much wrapping paper do I need to cover up the whole box? Okay, so here is our box that we have to wrap up in wrapping paper. In order to find out how much wrapping paper we need to calculate the surface area. Do I need a sheet this big, a sheet this big? How much? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to find the surface area. And surface area to me is like wrapping paper. How much wrapping paper do I need to cover up the whole box so that the birthday girl or birthday boy doesn't know what it is? Okay, we're not sharing, okay? Because I got 40 kids in here and no one is sharing. So just keep it to yourself. All right, let's everybody go to your top section. Top section. Flat, because we're going to be right on it. I want to know what is the area of this rectangle. Like if we were in elementary school and we were asking you to find the area of a rectangle, which is what we did in the do now. So how do I find the area? I would take length times width, right? Area is equal to length times width. Well, I'm going to tell you that this is 10 centimeters and this is 5 centimeters. So the length is 10 centimeters and the width is 5. So we're writing this down, right, Luis? We're writing this down. Look at us. Yay, writing. Yay. Yay. Yay, yes. Okay, so how do I find the area? I take 10 times 5. What's 10 times 5? So our area is equal to 50 centimeters squared. Box that in so you see it clearly. So we're showing a lot of work for this first one. So you see where I get my numbers. Where did I get the 10? That's my length. Where did I get the 5? That's my width. Length times width. Like you did on the do now, all you have to do is take the two numbers, length times width. If I give you 4 numbers, like number 2, we only have to multiply 2 of them. Length times the width. All right. So, where's my Kleenex box? This top is 50, right? 50? What else is 50? The bottom. So you gotta be specific. This top side is equal to this bottom side. And you can see it. You see how this side is equal to this side? No other side is the same size, right? So if this is 50, that means that this is 50. So let me do another visual. So if the top side is 50, then that means that the bottom side is 50. Because this is the same thing as this. Do you see that? Cool. So here, where else am I going to write 50? Bottom. So all we have to do this one is area is equal to 50 centimeters squared. It's the same thing as the top. All right, now let's do the front side. Let's do the back. Just kidding, back. There's a reason I want to do back. Okay, what is the measurement? So go to the box that says back. What is the measurement of this line right here? 10. Because it has to be the same as this one, right? So label it 10. So this line is equal to this line. We're good? Now, this line, many of you would say 5. Looks like a 5, but I'm going to make it harder. And I'm going to make this side 7 centimeters. So this side 7. So label this 10, label this 7. 10 and 7, 10 and 7. We're going to do the back, I should say. Okay, so how do I find the area? What 2 numbers do I multiply? 7 and 10, 10 and 7. So what's my area? 70 centimeters squared. Write this down, write this down. So the back is 70. All right, here's the back of my Kleenex box. It's 70. What else is 70? If the back is 70, the front is 70. So this is 70, this is 70, right? And they look alike, right? So I'm going to go to the front and I'm going to write 70 centimeters squared. I don't have to show work because I already showed work in my other box. Okay, the hard part, the right side. What are the two measurements of the right side? And, well, let me show you when I close mine up. Okay, here's my semi-closed shape. Okay, so this side right here, this side is 5. You guys see that? That's a 5. But what about this top side? What is it? It's 7. That's the hard part to see. So let me kind of close it here, pinch it here. So you see how this line's 7? So if I rotate it, then that means this side's 7. And this side's 5, so if I rotate it, this side's 5. Love the kids who are watching me. Love it. How do I know if you're off task? You're not watching me. 5, and then this one is 7. So if I close it up, this is 5. You see how they match up? And then this is 7. This side would be 5. This side would be 7. Top and bottom, left and right. A lot of kids think it's 5 and 5, but you got to be careful. You got to like mix up the numbers. All right. So what is the area of the right side? 35 centimeters squared. So what would be the left? So if this side, the left side, is 35, then the right side is 35. Do you guys see the relationship? I mean, I love the Kleenex box because all the sides are different. You know, you clearly see this only matches this bottom part, right? It's easier to see than this one because this one looks more like a square. All right, we're good? Okay, guess what? We haven't even done surface area yet. Okay, this should all be from, what is it, 4th grade, maybe 3rd grade? When did you guys solve for area? 7th grade. Okay, 6th grade. I love it. Yes. You see, you go over it again in 6th grade. All right. 6 sides for a rectangular prism. What are my 6 sides?
Front, bottom, back.
Okay, hold on. Front. What does the front go with? Okay, pair them up. Front, back. There's a reason why I want to pair them. Okay, top, bottom. I like that. Top, bottom. And then left, right, right, left. Does it matter? Nope. Just as long as like they're paired up. These two are paired up and these two are paired up. Why do I care so much about them being paired up? Well, what's the measurement of the what's the area of the front side? What's the area of the front side? Go to the front and tell me the number. 70 centimeters squared. What's the area of the back? What's the area of the top? What's the area of the bottom? Do you guys see why I wanted to match them up? Because the front and the back will have the same number. The top and the bottom will have the same number. Okay, what about right and left? 35. Yes. Luis, put those down, please. All right. So how did we get these numbers? We just did the area of like the box. What's this times this? What's this times this, right? That's part of it. That's like the work. Now we need to find surface area. To find surface area, guess what we get to do with all these numbers? Add them up. Very good. That's a good educated guess. So we have to add these up. You can add them up in any way that you want to.
305.
No. Try again. And don't shout it out. Let's give everyone an opportunity to try to do these. All right. Add them up. Let's go. 70 plus 70. 50 plus 50. 35 plus 35. Add them all up. Add them all up. Add them up however you want to add them. Some you can add in your head, 50 plus 50. Some you're going to have to do on paper. Add them up, add them up, add them up. Okay, what do we get? So when we add up all these, we get 310 centimeters squared. Okay, we're okay with these? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back side of the bottom. Put a little bit of glue on the back side of the bottom. And then in this space that I created for myself, I'm going to kind of glue it in. I don't want to... And that's it. That's all. So you can still build it if your heart desires, but it lays flat for 100% of the time. So it lays flat. All I had to do is put a little bit of glue. Now on the bottom section, you have 2 glue sticks per row. That's all I want to see, just this. And put it next to the work, right? So when you go home and you review, when you're doing your homework, you go, oh yeah, that's right, this is what I have to do to solve these problems. Alright, share the glue, be a nice neighbor. You can pass in the scissors, the glue. So, we're going to find the surface area of this rectangular prism, but now it's flat. We can't pick it up, right? So we have to go back and remember how it is flat. Remember how it is in 3D. All right. Now, here we go. Front, side. Not box. Front of box, sure. So the front side, I'm going to highlight it in orange for us to see clearly. So right here, this is my front side. Do you guys see this front side right here? I highlighted it in orange. Does it pop out for you now? Okay. What are the 2 numbers that I need to calculate the area of this front side? Okay, so let's write that down. Area is equal to 10 times 4. So we write it down so we know, I know you can do the math in your head, but my fear is, do you remember what 2 numbers you multiplied, you know? So what's 10 times 4?
40.
So my area is equal to 40 meters squared. Well, if the front is 40, what do we know? The back is also 40 meters squared. We okay with that? Do we see where we got the 40 from? Or did we see where we got the 10 and 4 from? 10 and then the 4. We okay? All right, left side. All right, let me highlight it in blue, the left side. Feel free to highlight it with your pencil so you can see it. Okay, here's the left side. What are the measurements of the left side? 5 and 4. So not to be confused with 5 and 10. So this number up here going up and down would be the 4, right? So this side is 4. So we're going to go 5 times 4 because this is 5 and this is 4. So what's 5 times 4? 20 meters squared would be our area. Well, if the left side is 20 meters squared, what's the right side? bottom or top? I'm gonna do the top. Okay, let me highlight it in red, the top. Well, this is the hardest one because there's no numbers on the top, huh? So this number and here. Here I'm highlighting in red so you can see it. Okay, what's this number? This one's pretty easy. It's 10, right? Now, what is this measurement? 5. Good. Very good. So this is 10, and this one is 5 because it has to match this bottom one, right? All right, so where it says top or bottom, we're going to go 5 times 10. What's 5 times 10? So our area is equal to 50 meters squared. So if the bottom or the top is 50, therefore the other one is also 50. All right, so we found the area of all 6 sides. 40, 40, 20, 20, 50, 50. What's the last step? How do I find surface? Add them all up. Question?
No.
Answer? Okay, hold on. We're going to give everyone a chance to add 40 plus 40, 20 plus 20, 50 plus 50. However you want to add them, add them. The goal is to add them. The goal is to add them. So this floor needs to be clean before we dismiss these 2 rows.
For real.
So add them all up. However you want to add them, add them. Add them all up. However you want to do it, just add them. We need 4 scissors in there. Any missing pair of scissors in here?
How many you say?
There should be 4. You have 4 people in your row? Should be 4. Okay, what do we get for our grand total? 220. 220 meters squared. This is 80, this is 40, this is 100, right? Then you can add however you want to add these up too. So you can add 2 at a time, 3 at a time, however you want to do it. Then 80 plus 40 is 120 plus 100, and that's how we get 220. Go slow on this part. All right, any questions? All right, let's get started on the back. Get a head start. Get a head start. Brianna, there's paper by like those backpacks. This is it. Pick it up. Trash.
Why you throw pencil? It's not mine.
Yes, look at the front side to help you do the back side. Come on. What are the 2 numbers for the front side? What are the 2 numbers for the
Centimeters?
Yes, and 4. Good. That's the hardest part, is figuring out the 2 combos. 6 and 4, very good. So 6 and 4. So what's 6 times 4?
24.
So area is equal to 24 centimeters cubed. So what's the back?
24 centimeters.
Right? All right, cool. Ooh, the left side. I would do the right side. Look at the right side. What are your 2 numbers for the right side?
4 centimeters?
You need 2 numbers. Yeah, you can even highlight it with your pencil, like go around the rectangle and see like, okay, I'm doing the right side. What are my 2 numbers that I'm highlighting with my pencil? Feel free to do that. I would do the right side and then transfer it over to the left side. Alright. Bottom. Or top. Whatever. What are my two numbers for the bottom? You need two numbers. 6 times what? Yeah. What? Bottom or top? Bottom or top? However you want to look at it. Bottom or top? What are my two numbers? So the right side is this one. So what are the two numbers that you? Right here. Go to this. Is there this? Is there any number? What are the two numbers on this side? Yeah. So this will be the same. As you do the math. What do you equal to? Units? Yes. What are my units? Okay, so for your left or right side, it was 3 times 4. So that's 12 centimeters squared, 12 centimeters squared. Okay, what about the bottom? This right here. The bottom is 6 times 3. 6 times 3, which is 18 centimeters squared. 18 centimeters squared. And the hardest part is adding all of this together. 24 plus 24, 12 plus 12, 18 plus 18. And what do we get? 108. 108 centimeters squared. I forgot that I wanted this glued in your notebook. So tomorrow, 108. All right, homework. Yay us.
No.
We'll glue this in mañana, tomorrow. What we learned today will not be on your homework. The other stuff on your homework. The graph should not be 1, 1. No. I should not see a dot on 1, 1. The unit rate is not 1, so I should not see a dot on 1, 1. Okay? All right.